Hi everyone, it's Shirley from Shirley's World. I'm out here on the hammock, as you can see. I don't know if you can hear the thunder in the distance, but we're supposed to get a storm. Doesn't look like it's going to storm right at the moment, but I hope we get some rain. I have the sprinkler going right now. And I have such low water pressure out here that I have one of those rotating, sprinklers. They're supposed to go back and forth, and it keeps getting stuck because my water pressure isn't good out here. Anyway, hi Ghost Hunter, thanks for joining me. I thought I'd do another scope on the hammock, and I found these 10 interesting facts about chickens on a site called My Pet Chicken. And My Pet Chicken is actually, it's a website, and that is actually where I got my little chicks 2.5 years ago. Thanks for the hearts, thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, they came mail order. You can order, they have all breeds of little chicks, and you can order the chicks from My Pet Chicken. And I was looking on there, and they had the list of these 10 interesting facts about chickens, so I thought I'd pass them on to you. Fact number 1. Chickens make good teachers. And the reason they're saying that is because mother hens can show their babies what's good to eat and what's not good to eat. And they know this from tests where they test them with color-coded grains that some are bad and some are good. And they can tell that the mother is showing the chicks what is good and what's not good to eat. So the mother is out there with their chicks when they're babies, pecking and eating little things from the yard and she's teaching them that whole time. And fact number 2. Chickens have prehistoric roots. I don't know. I suppose it's where you come from. Prehistoric roots. That's what I say. What do you think? What prehistoric animal do you think that they are related to? It's something that little kids love to play with models of. And it's dinosaurs. They are believed to be the closest living relative to the Tyrannosaurus rex, the T-Rex. That meanie. Yes, they're the closest living relative to a dinosaur. Isn't that amazing? Fact number 3. Chickens have their own language. There is a squirrel above me. I hope he doesn't throw something at me. It's thought that chickens have 30 distinct vocalizations that they use to communicate to each other. For instance, a warning cry as for a predator on the ground is different than the warning cry for a predator in the air, like a hawk. So they talk to each other, and they have 30 different vocalizations. They're talking all the time if you listen to them. That was fact number 3. Fact number 4. Chickens sometimes model their behavior on other chickens. And what they give an example of that, this is if, I'm sorry, I have to turn the page here. If a hen goes broody, she makes certain little sounds when she goes broody. And when the other hens hear her making these clucks and these sounds, it sort of encourages other hens to go broody too, which going broody means that their hormones, something happens in their hormones, and they actually want to be mothers. So they go in a nest and they sit, whether they're sitting on eggs or not. Sometimes they'll collect eggs and sit on them and try to hatch eggs, even though they're not fertile. And but they stay in the nest, and sometimes that can be a problem. I'll talk about broody hens another time. I did a scope on that when one of my hens, Molly, this year went broody, and how you handle that, because I have no rooster and there weren't any fertile eggs to hatch. Fact number 5, chickens begin communicating before they are even hatched. Can you imagine that? The chicken families, or the hens, begin communicating with each other and the babies before they are even hatched. The mother hen talks to her eggs, and the little chicks inside can peep back to the mother. I never knew that, that's for sure. That's amazing to me. But they must have listened in with maybe stethoscopes or something and heard these little this little communication between mother and chick, unhatched chicks. That was fact number 5. Number 6, chickens are more docile at night. When chickens go into roost, once they get their position on the roosting bar all straightened out, they sort of squat down on the roost, and they go into this trance-like state. And if you watch them, their head sort of goes lower and lower and lower until they actually go to sleep. But once they go into this trance-like state, you can go in there and pretty much pick them up without much trouble. That's the easiest way to catch a chicken. It's very hard to catch a chicken. They're faster than us. And sometimes you feel like an idiot trying to catch a chicken when they're running around. The easiest way is to get them into a small enclosure, and where you at least have a chance. Trying to catch them out in the pasture, out in large fenced area, is almost impossible. Believe me, I know. Fact number 7. Chickens learn who you are. This is another thing that I didn't know that's amazing. Chickens recognize up to 100 faces. 100 faces. Chickens aren't so dumb. Now, I don't know if they mean just human faces, or if that means they recognize different dogs. I know they can tell the difference between my one dog that won't hurt them and my other English pointer that will hurt them. They know the difference between those two dogs. And I don't know if they mean by faces they mean just humans, or if they mean different animals also. But they can recognize up to 100 faces. So no wonder they're so happy when they see me. I'm their mama chicken. I raised them since they were 1 day old, so they know my face, that's for sure. Fact number 8. Chickens lay different colored eggs depending on the breed. I have chickens that lay a couple different shades of brown eggs, and I also have Easter eggers. I had 2, now I only have 1, that lay green and bluish eggs. And it all depends on a certain chemical that's in the eggshell, I guess. There's pink eggs too. They're just a light pink, and that's a result of small quantities of a rosy brown pigment. Fact number 9. No matter what the color of the outer shell of the egg is, they're all nutritionally the same inside. The brown eggshells, the color of the eggshell on the outside of the brown ones. If you crack them open, they're white on the inside. But the blue eggs, the color goes all the way through. And I've seen this. If you crack a blue egg, it's a beautiful blue color on the inside of the egg also. I mean, the inside of the shell. The eggs all look the same inside the egg itself. And fact number 10, chickens signal when they're ready to lay. Chickens start laying when they're about 18 weeks old, anywhere from 16 to 20 weeks they can start laying. And you can sort of tell, if you reach down to pet them, they sort of squat down. And when they start doing that, it's sort of like almost a submissive posture. When they start doing that, squatting, you know that they're going to be laying eggs pretty soon. And also, before a hen begins to lay, her comb will get larger and redder, the comb on top of her head here. So those are my 10 facts about chickens. Did anybody know any of these before I read them? I learned a few things about these. I also have more facts that I'm going to tell you. I found a site that had 50 facts. So I'm going to be telling facts about chickens every once in a while. But I thought these 10 were very interesting. And the thunder has sort of stopped. I hope we're going to have rain. We really need it here. Here I am, sprinkling my almost brown lawn. And my garden, I have a rain barrel, so I took buckets of rainwater and dumped them on some of my vegetable plants. That's better. Rainwater is always better than this, just water from your sprinkler. So, thanks for visiting, whoever's here, and I will be back. I don't know if my chickens have gone into... No, they haven't. Let's go take a look at the chickens, if I can get out of this hammock. Okay. Have they got in yet? No, they're still out. They'll be going into roost pretty soon. Let's say hi. Hi, girls. Hi, girls. Yeah. That's Molly and Martha, 2 buff Orpingtons. And the brown one is my Easter egger, and her name is Eggo. And the black and white one, which is a silver-laced Wyandotte, her name is Dottie. You hear these little sounds? They make these little sounds all day long talking. Yeah, it's time for bed, girls. It's getting late. It's going to get dark pretty soon. So, that is my thing on chickens for tonight. Oh, I wanted to tell you, tomorrow morning, I may do a scope in my kitchen. Sometimes I cook breakfast while I'm talking to you. What I'm going to do is, I went down in my basement and I found my George Foreman grill. I have my sprinkler going on here. I found my George Foreman grill. I have not used that. It was one of the first ones. I haven't used it in years. I don't even have the instructions, so I went online, and you can read instructions online. But it's pretty basic. I saw somebody, the reason I went down and looked for it was I saw somebody making bacon in it. And I thought, well, that's would be a good way to make bacon, because all the grease comes out, rolls out the bottom into that tray. I'm going to try to do bacon tomorrow in the George Foreman grill. So if you want to join me, it'll be about probably 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow morning. I'll try to scope and make a good breakfast tomorrow. Tomorrow I have my riding lesson at the barn too in the afternoon. So I will close for tonight and hope for rain this evening. I'm going to go turn off my sprinkler. I don't think it's moved. I don't think it's going back and forth like it should. So I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.